chariots, welcome back to my channel and thank you for tuning in. I hope everyone is safe and healthy as we head into the end of October. First off, I just wanted to give a big thank you. I finally reached over 100 subscribers, and that's such a good feeling to me. So I wanted to say, thank you for all of you who have been following me and is supporting me as I am, walking through this journey of tarot and learning it as well. With that being said, I wanted to mention to be on the lookout for a new series that I will be putting out called A Fool's Journey, and what it's going to be is a little rendition of what the tarot cards are all about. And a lot of times you'll hear it's called A Fool's Journey because it's all about the fool and the journey that he goes through in life. So I'm going to be presenting each card and giving a summary of what the card is and means. So if that interests you, I will create a playlist for that so that the cards are, easily followed. And we will start with the major arcana cards first. So be on a lookout for that. And again, just thank you. If you're following me, that's great. If not, hit the subscribe button, share, my videos if you can. And I am just really blessed for all the support. With that being said, today's reading, I'm going to take a look at the 3 H's of your person, okay? What's going on in their head, what's going on in their heart, and what they are healing right now. So we will take a look at the tarot cards. The tarot cards that I'm using today is from the Game of Thrones edition, so I thought that would be a fun deck to use. And then for the healing part, I will pull from the Halloween Oracle deck that I've been using for the month of October. And then we'll end with, I created in this little orange picture here, just, anything that might resonate with you, initials, numbers, zodiac signs, and key traits. So we will pull some of those as well, just to see if anything specific might be for you. So with that said, we are going to have 3 piles today. And I'm looking at the Halloween colors, of course. So for pile number 1, you have this beautiful, it's Carnelian, and it's like an orange reddish crystal, which is very pretty. Pile 2, you have the amethyst, the purple amethyst. And pile 3, you have black tourmaline. So why don't you take a look at each pile, see what you're being pulled to, pause the video now if you need to, and we will get started. Hello, pile 1. If you picked this pile, you picked the orange stone, the carnelian. It's such a pretty orangish red color. The first thing I think of when this stone comes to mind is happiness, wanting to be happy. The stone brings, optimism, joy. If you're feeling sad, it's a good stone to keep around, to keep that joyful feeling and happiness in place. So that's the stone that you picked. We will take a look at your person's head space and their heart space, and then we'll look at some healing cards to see what they're working on as far as healing goes, and then we'll pick some from the picture I made of all the little things that might resonate. So let's take a look at person's 1's head space. We have the Lovers and the Knight of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles. And then let's take a look at heart space. We have the Tower. We have the 7 of Wands. And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. In this deck, it looks like they call the wands spears. Okay. Pile one. Let's take a look at headspace first. What is going on in your person's head? We start off here with the number 6, and look, it's the Lovers card. So your person has been thinking an awful lot about you and your connection and partnership and what a perfect pair that the two of you make. I don't know all the characters in Game of Thrones. I definitely know their faces from it being on TV so much, but I didn't watch each series that I know all of the characters. But the two people that are looking at each other in this scene, they are just looking at each other intently and not looking at anything else. It's as if they can't even tell anything else exists around them at the moment. And, you know, that's what the Lovers card is all about, you know, realizing that that feeling of, you know, no one else matters, and just a perfect union and partnership. So I believe that that's what your person is thinking about here. And what we also have is the Knight of Swords. Now, with the Knight of Swords, the swords, you know, is all about logic and intellectual thinking. So, you know, it has to do with the mind. And oftentimes we see the Knight of Swords as an impulsive behavior. Their energy is very driven, you know, fast-paced, type action-oriented. So this person, you know, is thinking about how they want to move forward without, you know, even really giving it much thought, and communicate with you and tell you, I think, what's on their mind, especially since we have the Lovers card here as well. So they want to move forward and talk to you about this. And what also seems to be coming to their mind is the Eight of Coins. And with the Eight of Coins, or the Eight of Pentacles, that's all about they want to work on this relationship. They want to put effort into it. They're willing to put in everything that they have and work hard. But they really want to give this connection a go. So they've been clearly thinking about, you know, not only coming forward and talking to you about it, but also, you know, in their mind, they are just thinking in general how much they really want this to work, and, you know, how they can, what they need to put into it in order to move forward. Now, when it comes to their heart space, how they're feeling, what they're feeling right now is, you know, we have the Tower here, and the Tower often represents those, you know, it's usually a shakeup occurs, something that totally, like, you weren't expecting, something that just throws you completely off course. And I feel that that's how they feel about your relationship and this connection, that you came along and you kind of just knocked them for a loop. They weren't expecting, I think, anything from you for this to happen, and it did. And because of that, I think they're kind of just, you know, sort of in shock, in awe that what they probably, you know, didn't even see coming came and just hit them right in the face. So they consider this a Tower moment. They're feeling this as an, oh my God, you know, I never expected this person to come along, especially now. You know, what am I going to do? We also have here the Seven of Swords. And I'm sorry, not the Seven of Swords. These are the Seven of Spears. They look like swords, but I know, we have the swords here. So this is the Seven of Wands. So I feel that they have these feelings of, defensiveness when it comes to you, that, it looks like they're afraid to let their guard down. So, they're very protective at the moment because they're unsure what lies ahead when it comes to this connection and this relationship. So because of that, they're very guarded. They're very guarded. But we have the Queen of Wands here. Now, I do remember this is Khaleesi. The Queen of Wands is very, again, she is very action-oriented. She's driven by willpower. She has desires. She's very sensual. She's very passionate. And I believe that this is how your person sees you. They see you as, they see you as the Queen of Wands, and, as this beautiful, sensual, caring, romantic person that has this drive, that has this passion. They have these, the sexual chemistry that, resonates with them when it comes to you. And they just feel like this very, this awe-inspired connection that goes on. So, that's how they're feeling. On the bottom of the deck here, we have the Six of Wands. And then here I'm even seeing the Ten of Coins, which is the Ten of Pentacles. So the Six of Wands, is all about victory and success, followed by the Ten of Pentacles, where that's just, this completion in general, this fruition, this happiness, this fulfillment of having it all. And I believe that that's what they see when it comes to this connection. I mean, we started with the Carnelian, which is such a positive crystal, and it's all about happiness and joy. And I believe that's what they're looking for. And that's how they look at this connection in general. They want victory. They want it to work out. They want to put the work in. They want the success from it. And they believe if they do that in the end, that they're going to get this 10 of Pentacles, which is, that cycle of completion of like, getting everything that they want. You can look at the pentacles, and I always say, and this picture of the pentacles, it shows the bountiness, the fruit and the wine and the food, and it's lush, and it's, riches and royalty. And that's kind of how the Ten of Pentacles are represented. And you could look at each pentacle like, this is my emotions and my spirituality and the physical material world, and everything combined all in one. It's like having it all. And that's how they see that. So as of right now, that's your person's headspace and heart space. Let's just, take a look at 2 cards from the Halloween Oracle deck, just to see how they are healing. What are they concentrating on right now? And maybe, that's guidance for you as well, something that you can take a look at. So we have scrying, which is underneath it is intuition. And trick or treat, mischief and play. So I feel like, scrying is, if you didn't know, is, I believe, that's where people find their psychic abilities in looking into things like a crystal ball and being able to, pick up certain things. And that's why we have this crystal ball here with the candles. Underneath it says intuition. So I think this person right now is really focused on listening to their inner guidance and listening to their inner voice and their intuition and following that. And, that can be a sign for you as well that, maybe you need to look into your intuition when it comes to this connection and, follow your heart and follow what that inner voice is saying, and not so much your mind, the ego aspect of your mind. just take some quiet time to, you know, relax and listen to what your inner voice is trying to tell you. We also have here the trick or treat card, and this says a mischief in play. So I think your person also is just trying to not take everything so seriously at this moment, and they are just trying to let go, you know, step back and have fun and, you know, kind of just go with the flow without being so serious. So those are the 2 cards that your person in pile 1 is healing, and I'm going to pull some of these cards that I created and I have in this picture here of mine to see if anything resonates with you. All right. So what do we got here? We have the number 10. We have the word gorgeous. So maybe you or your person, they find you very attractive. We have the number 7. We have independent. So maybe you or your person have a very independent lifestyle. We have the number 0, 0 as well. We have Pisces. For any of you, maybe you or your person are a Pisces. We have open-minded. We have the letter Z. We have the letter S. We have efficient. We have outgoing. We have flirt. And we have hardworking. The last one, we have the letter A. So for the numbers again, we have 0, 7, 10. I don't know if those numbers mean anything to any of you. And for the initials, we have A, S, and Z. We have Pisces that came up. And then we have a bunch of character traits that might describe you or your person. Flirt, outgoing, efficient, open-minded, independent, gorgeous, and hardworking. So pile 1, I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear in the comment section if it, what pile resonated with you. And if so, I will see you again soon. Bye. Hello, pile 2. You picked the beautiful purple amethyst, one of my favorite stones. I actually have my amethyst necklace on today. When I see the amethyst, the first thing I think of is calming. And it's just also a great stone for a spiritual connection, connecting with the spirit realms. So it's a great stone that I keep by my side. My actual even little skull stone that sits here with me during readings is made of chevron amethyst. So I just find that very calming. And also I keep it under my pillow at night when I sleep. But it's a beautiful calming stone that just makes me think of serenity and peace. So with that being said, pile 2, let's take a look at your person's headspace and heart space. And then we will take a look at what they're working on healing so that you can use that as guidance for yourself. And then we will pull a bunch of little cards from my picture that I have filled out, that I made, anything that can resonate with you in there. I have numbers, initials, zodiac signs, character traits, and whatnot. So let's take a look at pile 2's person's headspace. We have the 9 of Swords. We have the Hierophant. And we have the 2 of Swords. And then let's look at your person's heart space. What is going on in their heart? the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the World. On the bottom of the deck, we have Justice. Okay, pile two. Let's see. What is going on in your person's head at the moment? Okay, your person is going through some sleepless nights. We have the Nine of Swords here. Now, traditionally depicted, the Nine of Swords is usually a woman in her bed, and, you know, she just looks devastated, worn out, tired, as if she just can't sleep. In this Game of Thrones cards, we have the wolf here, and he's just locked up behind bars, and then in the back you could see all the swords are just like lined up against the wall. And I feel like your person has been struggling. They haven't been able to sleep. I think they keep thinking about you and what this relationship and connection is to them, what it means to them. We have the Hierophant here. You know, to me, this, you know, traditionally this card, you know, means, you know, it can mean a traditional, conventional sense. Sometimes it, you know, means marriage or high levels of commitment. But I often feel when I draw this card that it also represents a higher learning. And that's how I take it. So I'm thinking your person's just thinking, since they're having a lot of sleepless nights, you know, they're trying to understand what this connection is to them so that they can move forward. And I believe that they think that, you know, this is a connection where they're learning a lot, that there's higher learning, that even it might be divinely guided. But I think the reason, you know, that your person's having a lot of sleepless nights is because of a decision that they need to make. And right here we have the Two of Swords. So, you know, they are obviously at a crossroads in their life where something's on their mind, where they need to make a decision. And because of that, they're putting a lot of time and effort into trying to understand the meaning of your connection, and what it's all about. And they have a decision that they need to make, but obviously they're kind of in a standstill. They haven't made it yet. When it comes to your person's heart space, we have the Seven of Swords here. Now, the Seven of Swords can mean different things. And I'm looking at the other cards that were pulled for the heart. Now, traditionally, this card can mean trickery. It can mean lying. It can mean being deceitful. So that is possible, that your person feels bad because they were lying about something or they weren't being truthful. But what it also can mean, too, is when a person just isn't being their true, authentic self. And from looking at the other two cards and also looking at the cards that were presented for the headspace, you know, my feeling that I am getting is that your person wasn't as authentic as they could have been with you. So I feel that they have these deep feelings for you, and they probably just haven't told you, or, you know, had that communication or conversation to you regarding how they truly feel. We have the Ace of Spears here, which is considered the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is just showing me the fire and the passion and the drive, the sensual feelings, the action-oriented type, you know, feeling they get from this connection when they think of you. And we also have the World here, which And because of that, that's why I feel like this person just isn't being, you know, they didn't, they weren't authentic with you as they should have been. So I'm not sure if there was some type of communication or conversation that the two of you had. And I think it could have been a perfect time for your person to step forward and, you know, really be honest, maybe like you've been with them, and tell you how they really feel about you, and they didn't. So now they carry these feelings inside of them of all this passion and desire, and they, you know, they're not speaking about it. They're not communicating to you about it. And we have the World card here. You know, the World card, you know, oftentimes represents that completion of a cycle. But, you know, in this case, from looking at the other cards, I feel that since we're dealing with emotions, and the World card comes up, that's how they truly feel. They think the world of you. They highly respect you. They think very fondly of you. They look up to you, and they just see you as an amazing person. And that's the feeling that I get when I pick up this card. And the overall energy that I'm seeing here is justice, you know, and the Justice card is, it's the card of the Libra zodiac, and that's all about peace and harmony and being fair. So, you know, your person might not have come forward and have said anything to you because they're trying to be fair and just with everyone that's maybe involved in this connection or situation. You know, they might not want to hurt other people, but the bottom line is they're carrying to me secrets inside that they're just not sharing with anyone. And, you know, besides this, we have the Queen of Cups below and the Four of Wands. And I just have to point out, I mean, the Queen of Cups, she's got it all. She's just a beautiful, loving person. And I feel that that's how they see you. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is also known as the Twin Flame card, because of the Four Wands. But this is all about celebration and happiness. And I feel that, you know, even though this person is trying to be fair to everyone in general, they really are carrying, you know, these feelings for you that they never communicated. And I think there's some regret now, because they didn't, you know, have that conversation when they could have. So let's look at what your person is healing at the moment. We'll pull two cards and see, you know, what they should be healing, what they should be working on, and then you can take that as a guidance as yourself. You know, we tend to mirror the people that we're involved with, so it's something that you can focus on as well. We have Barmbrack, which underneath that is sweetness and synergy. And then we also have the Lamp, which is remembrance. So what I'm getting is, if I recall from when I read this book, this barmbrack is an Irish type bread that was made way back in the day, and they would fill it. It's a sweet bread, so it's like a sweet dessert type bread, and when they would make it, they would fill it with all these different trinkets, and then those trinkets meant, you know, different things. So like a coin, I think a piece of fabric, you know, and it was kind of their way of the way we use tarot, you know, today, like when you're looking for tools to help you and guide you along when you have questions about life and love, and you know, you look to see if any of these things resonate with you. This is what this bread, you know, represented back then. So then you would cut a slice up, and if your piece got, you know, one of the trinkets that were actually in the bread, then you would, you know, look to see what that trinket meant and see if it resonated with you. So, you know, underneath here it says sweetness and synergy. So I think, you know, maybe your person is looking into some divination tools for guidance on your connection, or they're, you know, looking up and researching and trying to understand, you know, what your connection is all about. And, you know, I can very well understand that, especially with the Hierophant being here, because, you know, I believe that, you know, this card definitely means like a higher learning, a spiritual learning, guidance, you know, spiritually connected, that, you know, you're being guided into this connection by the universe. And, you know, they're understanding that now and looking for signs and synergies that, you know, represent what the two of you have. And then in addition, we also have the lamp here, and it's underneath the lamp is remembrance. And, you know, the lamp is to me all about, you know, that following that inner light. You know, you have this light here that shines brightly, and that's your intuition inside, and remembering, you know, who you are and what that's all about. And, you know, again, I mentioned, you know, it kind of correlates to how I was explaining what I feel the Seven of Swords means in this situation, where I don't feel that your person was being very honest and truthful with you if you had any conversations regarding this connection. And I didn't necessarily meant that it was anything that was deceitful. However, they weren't being honest enough with you, maybe the way you have been honest with them in the past. So to me, this is about them following and remembering their light and trying to listen to that voice that's within inside them, to follow the guidance that they need so that they can understand this connection better. So let me pull from my picture. Let's see if there's anything in here that will come out that resonates with you for pile 2 and their person. Okay, let's see what we got. We have an X. X marks the spot. We have peaceful. We have the letter C, caring. Another C. We have an M or a W, take that how it resonates. We have the number 17. We have practical, quirky. We have adventurous. We have secretive. So that makes sense too for the Seven of Swords. We have the letter F. We have the letter V. We have the letter U. What else? And we have the letter Y. And we have spiritual. We have the number, let's see, 9. And we have another M or another W. We have psychic. We have detailed, and we have the number 12. So these initials can represent either you or your person, your first name, your last name, a nickname, the letters stand out for you in any certain way. We have some numbers here that might mean something to you. And then we have some character traits that might describe you or your person. Secretive, spiritual, adventurous, quirky, practical, peaceful, psychic, and detailed. And I like the spiritual and the peaceful, considering that you got the amethyst stone, and that's what that means. So pile 2, I really hope that this reading resonated with you. And if so, give it a thumbs up, share, comment, tell me, what pile resonated with you if you get a chance, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you picked pile 3, you picked black tourmaline. Now, black tourmaline is a grounding stone. So if you feel like you need grounding, you do not feel safe or secure, you need to, release some of those negative energies, black tourmaline is the stone for you. I often keep this near my desk when I'm working, or on my nightstand at night when I'm sleeping, just to kind of ward off those negative vibes and, help you feel stable and secure. So we're using the Game of Thrones cards today, and we're going to look at your person's head space, heart space, and then what they're working on healing. And then we will pull some of the cards from the picture that I have of anything that might possibly resonate with you and your person. So we will get started for pile 3. Let's take a look at pile 3's person's headspace at the moment. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Two of Swords. And we have the Nine of Wands. And then for your person's heart space, we have the Fool. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the World. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. All right. Pile 3. What is going on with your person? Let's look at their headspace first. Okay, so, you know, your person is at a crossroads, obviously. We have the Two of Swords here. Two of Swords means that, you know, they're at a crossroad. They're at a fork in the road where they need to make a decision about something, but they haven't made it yet. And when we're dealing with the swords, you know, I like to remind everyone that we're dealing with intellectual energy. You know, so what's going on in their mind? And since this is, you know, regarding what this person is thinking, I feel with the Ace of Swords as the first card out, your person has gained clarity in a situation and they want to speak their truth and they want to come forward. And I believe that has to do with you and your connection. But they haven't done that yet. You know, they're still in this crossroads where they haven't made a decision and they haven't said anything. But they've gained this clarity or insight into something regarding their connection or within their personal life that, you know, affects them. And they want to come forward and speak of this, but they haven't yet done so. They haven't made that decision for when to come forward. We have the Nine of Spears here, which is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is all about kind of like perseverance, like standing your ground. Maybe they've had a lot of things going on behind the scenes personally, whether, you know, it's another relationship or family issues or problems or work related. But you know, I feel like they've had a lot to endure and they're still standing there saying, nope, I'm not done. I'm not giving up. So I feel like, you know, this is their way of saying that they're not giving up yet on this connection. That, you know, they're thinking, I'm not ready to throw in the towel. I'm still standing my ground when it comes to this. Now, as far as their heart and what they're feeling, I feel that they're just sort of, they're in this dreamy state right now. We have the Fool here. And, you know, you can either take that literally, like they feel like a fool, or, you know, the Fool is, to me, an immature type of energy. I mean, the Fool, you know, as I mentioned, is the first card in the tarot deck. So it's all about the Fool's journey. And the Fool's energy is pretty young, it's naive, it's wanting to take that leap of faith and take that risk without giving much thought of any of the consequences that can occur when the person takes that risk. So, you know, it's kind of like traditionally when you look at the Fool card, they're standing at the edge of this cliff like they're about to dive off, you know, a mountain, and they don't seem to have a care in the world. They look happy. They look excited. Like they just like, yes, this is what I want to do. And this is, you know, the direction I want to go in. And I don't care what happens. Well, I feel like this is how your person is feeling when it comes to your connection. That despite, I don't know what's going on in the situation around them and what they have to deal with on a daily basis, they feel like they just want to take this leap of faith when it comes to you. And I feel that with the Seven of Cups, they do an awful lot of dreaming. And they dream about you a lot, but it kind of almost makes me think, since you picked the crystal, the stone, the black tourmaline, and it's all about grounding, it's like as if they haven't grounded yet this feeling. Like this is all in their heart, where they're feeling like they're dreaming about you nonstop. They think about you all the time, but yet, you know, the Pentacles is all about physical energy, and we really don't have any Pentacles in this reading, so they haven't grounded anything yet. This is all about just what they would like to have with you. And again, we have the World that comes up. This card came up in the exact same spot for pile 2. And, you know, I think since we're dealing with heart space, you know, and emotions, they think the world of you. They really do. And your overall energy for the reading is the Chariot. And the Chariot is they want to move forward. They have this feeling where they are going to move forward and follow their heart, and work through this, because they don't want, you know, we have the Five of Pentacles here, where, you know, they don't want to be left out in the cold. They have this feeling like, you know, you're going to leave them behind, and they just don't want that. So they want forward movement. They want to travel towards you. You know, Chariot can also mean journey, travel, distance. So I'm not sure if there's any type of long distance between the both of you. If you are thinking maybe even of traveling together, I know that's hard under today's circumstances, but if you're thinking of doing any traveling, but they want to move toward you in some sort of way. And, you know, I think that's the sign of wanting to move forward, with wanting to ground this connection, you know, bring it into reality, and, you know, and stabilize it, you know, so that it's not all just in their head and in their heart, that it's actually physically occurring. So let's pull some cards from the picture here to see if any of these resonate with you. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Before I do that, I didn't pull the healing cards. Let me do that first. I want to pull 2 healing cards to see what your person is working on healing before we pull the other cards. Let's see. What is pile 3's person working on when it comes to healing? We have joy, okay? And we have zombie, okay? So for joy, you know, it says here, rejoicing in the present. So I feel like right now your person, despite what obstacles they have going on around them, they are really trying to work on joy. And, you know, I feel like that's how they feel when it comes to your connection. And that's why they want this movement forward, because, you know, it just gives them this complete feeling of happiness and contentment. At the same time, I believe, you know, we have the zombie card here, and underneath the zombie, it says the word control. So I feel like there's some healing that needs to be done when it comes to control. Your person might want to be controlling everything right now, and some things are out of their control, and they have to let that go and just let, you know, let go, release, let everything happen in divine timing, and I believe everything will work out the way that it's supposed to. So those are the 2 healing cards, and then now let's see what we can pull up regarding the extra tidbits of information we have regarding you or your person. Oh my, that was a lot. Whew. All right, let's see here. So we have warrior, quiet. We have Aquarius. We have the letter X. We have action-oriented. We have the letter A. We have intuitive. We have the letter U. We have the letter P. We have number 31. Let's see. We have loving. We have stable. We have cooperative. We have the letter C. We have Aries. We have beautiful. We have spiritual. We have the number 2. We have peaceful. We have the number 12. We have creative. We have number 25. Let me put these over here like this. We have the number 22. We have happy, kind. We have the number 13. We have patient, and we have the number 2. So pile 3, I hope some of these things resonated with you, and if so, please give me the thumbs up. I'd love to hear in the comments section if any of this did resonate with you, and if so, I will see you again soon at my next reading. Bye.